Okay, guys, Adam Trigger here. It is time for more Major League Baseball free picks right here on the WagerTalk YouTube channel. Yesterday's free pick video with the Mariners fell short. The free pick video on Monday went 1-1. I've got two to talk to you about tonight, but I also want to point out, if you listened to the video yesterday and went over to my page, I posted my 4% MLB play for free with the Pirates. And that one cash plus 1.5. Didn't need the plus 1.5. The Pirates won that game. And while you're over there, if you took advantage of $5 Tuesday, you cashed another 4% play. That was this morning on KT Wiz. So it's been a really good start to the week for me. And we're going to try to hit the free play videos today. But if you're looking for all of my plays, check out the special scrolling on the bottom of the screen. It's 7 days of all access, and it's at a discounted rate. Best way you could possibly do it. That way, when I do release at some point today, you'll get the play right away, and you'll get all the plays for the next 7 days. That's all the football, all the baseball, AAA, KBO. KBO is on a great run now, 7-2. AAA, we're having a great season. Major League Baseball, 3 straight winners. So it's been a good start to the week, and then obviously all the football this weekend as well. Let's go back to that Pirates series. Like I said yesterday, if you went over to my page, I posted my 4% Major League Baseball play for Tuesday for free. And it was the Pirates plus 1.5 in a game that it wasn't easy. Never easy with a team like the Pirates. But it was a game that they won. They led, they got out to a 4-0 lead. And they really never they did allow the game to be tied up, but the plus 1.5, in my opinion, was really never in jeopardy. And then at the end, they win the game outright. Only way I could play this is to come right back with the Pirates. I'll point out Ohtani is pitching. And I'm not even going to really focus the breakdown on Ohtani because I feel like he's a fade as a pitcher. Couple of reasons. One, he's not going to go super deep into the game. I think last time out he went 5 innings. I think that's his deepest, the deepest he's gone in a game at this point. So if we look at his last start, which was against the Reds, and consider that to be his ceiling, which I truly think that's kind of his ceiling at this point as a pitcher. I mean, that's not the profile that deserves to be a favorite to the level that he's a favorite in just about every start. I feel like you almost pay for Ohtani, the player, when he's a starting pitcher. And the problem with that is when he pitches, his offensive numbers are far worse, as you might expect they would be. So Ohtani, the pitcher, in my opinion, is sort of a negative because his offensive numbers are worse. And then as a starting pitcher, you pay this super premium sort of price tag for him. But every one of his starts, 4 innings against the Rockies, gave up 5 runs on 9 hits. 4 1/3 against the Angels, gave up 4 runs on 5 hits. 4 innings against the Cardinals, 3 innings against the Reds. And so, yeah, did last time out, did he go 5 innings against the Reds, have the 9 strikeouts, only gave up the 1 run? Yeah, that happened. But if you look at what he's done to this point this season, it's just, if you were to change his name and put anyone else's name there, the Dodgers are probably 30 cents cheaper. So why pay for the inflated price tag to have Ohtani on the mound, especially if it's going to affect his offensive game, which is where he's most important to this Dodgers team, in my opinion. On the other side, you got Braxton Ashcraft, who's been fantastic. Braxton Ashcraft I feel like he almost got lost in the shuffle for a minute because there's so many good pitching prospects in this organization. He was in the minors at the same time Paul Skeens who was just a generational talent. And I feel like Braxton Ashcraft kind of, maybe flew under the radar a little bit. Certainly flew under the radar for a second-round pick. I mean, this is a guy, second-round pick. In any other organization, he'd be the prized possession at the minor league level. And the Pirates just have so many of them. Bubba Chandler, Hunter Barco, obviously Skeens. You talk about some other guys that maybe haven't panned out yet, like a Thomas Harrington, but that have been in the mix. And Braxton Ashcraft is almost coming into this year, kind of got lost in the shuffle a little bit. Then what happens? It's finally his time. He gets called up and they put him in the bullpen. which I think was good for him. I think that he benefited from that coming out of the bullpen. And he quietly has put together a phenomenal rookie campaign. 21 outings, 5 starts, 2.56 ERA, 1.15 whip. The StatCast page is all red. He's tremendous. He's been awesome. And he'd be, I really think people would be looking at him to be the ace of this staff if Paul Skeens wasn't on the team. So just again, another way he sort of flies under the radar. 5-pitch mix, really good. I mean, sinkers, four-seamers, curve, and slider is essentially what he throws. He mixes in a changeup, but it's rare. But again, he's got command of all of his pitches. I think that changeup is something that he'll work on in the offseason. But right now, I mean, he gets enough differential out of throwing his curveball that he doesn't really need the changeup yet. Something he can develop in the offseason. Excellent command of those pitches. He's a top starter, in my opinion, and you are getting a major discount on Ashcraft here. You talk about the Pirates bullpen. It's been one of the top, they got hit around a little bit yesterday, but it's been a top unit over the past month. The Pirates are 8-3 in their last 11 games. They're playing great baseball. And you might even get Justin Lawrence back today, who's been down at AAA rehabbing for another bullpen arm, which when he's there and he's healthy, he's one of the better bullpen arms that the Pirates have. So the only way I could play it here is to run it back, Pirates plus 1.5. And it's something I will be considering. So that's going to be the free pick for this one. May even make my client card again. I have a weird thing where it's like I got the money with the Pirates yesterday, so I feel like less inclined to go back with them today. But man, Ashcraft, everything makes sense for the Pirates here. And this is a team I'm going to target a lot throughout the course of September because I feel like, yes, they're out of it and they're getting priced as a bottom option, but there is a lot of talent on this team, especially pitching. And I think it's going to play for the Pirates in September. So Pirates plus 1.5 is the free pick right there. Like I said, I already promoted 7-day all access. That's up on my page. Let's go right to the next game. I've got less to say on this one, which is why I went a little bit longer into that Dodgers-Pirates breakdown. Dodgers-Pirates is a game I might actually play. This one, not so much, but I do see some value on the Guardians. So let's go to Fenway Park. It's Guardians-Red Sox. A couple things I noticed here. So, man, the Guardians, every time I feel like this team is just done, where they're out of it, they're totally cooked. They find a way to win a game to sort of keep themselves on the fringe of the wild card race. And that's what happened for them this weekend in a game that I gave out on this as a free pick on the video as an underdog. Guardians, Saturday night against the Mariners was a similar spot for them. They cashed in that game as an underdog. Here, I think you've got value on the Guardians as an underdog again. They come into play 4 games back of a wild card spot. Again, as the days go on, it's less and less likely the Guardians are going to be able to sort of catch the Mariners here for that final wild card spot. But they're only 4 games back. We still have a month to play. Can't tell them they're out of it. They're certainly not out of it yet. And, the Red Sox, I think this is a bad spot for the Red Sox here, the home team here. I think, Roman Anthony probably not in the lineup today. He had some discomfort, left the game. I can't see why they would put him out against a lefty if there was even the slightest inkling that he was hurt. So after all those runs last night, and after Garrett Crochet gets blown up by the Guardians of all teams, the Red Sox are in a little bit of a situation, in my opinion, where they probably don't have Anthony. And they may be in like a kind of like a quasi bullpen type game here. So what I think was supposed to happen, I think this was supposed to be Kyle Harrison's start. Kyle Harrison, of course, made headlines when he was sort of the piece that they traded Rafael Devers for. Red Sox moved Devers over to the Giants. They got back Kyle Harrison. They got back a reliever, and then they got back a couple of young guys. And Kyle Harrison has been down at AAA, sort of learning the Red Sox way, if you will, ever since. I think this was the spot where he was going to start, but then he complained of some ankle soreness. So what looks like is going to happen is one of 2 things. The Red Sox are going to open this game with Brennan Bernardino. Irrelevant. He's a reliever. Not worried about that. He's going to throw 1 inning. So what you're either going to get here is Kyle Harrison in a bulk role, and we know he's got a sore ankle, or they're going to push Harrison off a day or 2, and then it's probably going to be Dustin May, who's been horrible since showing up in Boston. And he's someone that I'd be totally fine going against in a bulk innings role right here. He's having a terrible season. Expected ERA is over 5. It is 5.01 ERA. A lot of blue on the StatCast page. Fastball's a little bit, it just hasn't been as good. Velo is down a little bit, not getting as much movement on the sinker. He's just not as good, not getting nearly the swing and miss he used to get in his career prior to the injury. You go back to 2023, before he got hurt, this guy had an 0.094 whip. He was racking up the strikeouts. He was nasty. This year, less than a strikeout per inning, 1.14 whip. Bottom 20% in chase rate and riff weight. He still gets some strikeouts, but again, not nearly enough to be considered a pitcher that I'm worried going against. Now, Joey Cantillo is likely the guy for the Guardians. I think you could say some of the same things about him, but the thing I do like about Cantillo is he's getting a lot of swing. He doesn't get much chase, but he's getting a lot of swing and miss in the zone. I think that's very important to point out. That he is in the zone, when he's in the zone. Now, he does walk batters, and that's his problem. It's when he tries to get chase and when he throws outside the zone, it's easily identifiable and swing, and guys don't swing. But what I've noticed by looking at Castillo's metrics here is whiff percentage right now is in the 90th percentile, Major League Baseball. And he's getting the strikeouts. And the reason for that is he's got a great differential between his four-seamer and his changeup. And so what's happening is he's throwing four-seam and he's throwing the curveball and the changeup for a strike, and he's fooling hitters, essentially. He's getting hitters off balance. They're way early on the changeup and the curveball, and he's actually been able to generate a good amount of swing and miss, despite the fact that, like, a lot of these pitches that are being swung and missed on are in the zone. I think that's interesting here. And it's kind of a sign where it's like a few little tweaks here and there. He's probably going to up that chase rate, which is like kind of crazy how low it is at this point. So I do think there's some upside to Cantillo. And let's be honest, the Guardians, it's do or die. They have to have this one. They're a dog. This game, I don't think, is quite as big of a spot for the Red Sox, who are maybe more concerned with, what happened with Crochet last night, with what's going on with their superstar Roman Anthony. Sox have won a couple games in a row. I think it's a good spot to go against them. So the two free picks for Wednesday are going to be Pirates plus 1.5. And then we'll just take the Guardians on the money line here, just like we did on Saturday. Cash that one on the free play video. I just think that if you had to bet this game based on how these two teams come in and some of the usage last night, that the Guardians plus money makes a lot of sense. Great start to the week for me, Major League Baseball. You can get all my plays for the next 7 days at one low rate, and you can get it at the link that's scrolling at the bottom of your screen. Hope everyone has a great day. We will be back in the morning for more Total Bases. And if you missed the show today, as always, that's live and on demand on the WagerTalk YouTube channel. So check that out. I go for an hour every morning with Tokyo Brandon and Brian Leonard, and we touch on all the baseball topics we can during that hour. A lot of good info there as well. Have a great day, everyone. We'll see you guys back here in the morning for more free picks on the WagerTalk YouTube channel.